There's no video feed.
Okay. F for the intro. The intro just totally broke there.
Our audio even coming through?
Yeah, your audio's coming through. You
Oh,
chill
boy.
out there,
Yeah.
Knight Rider. Okay, welcome to another fantastic episode of D.VA Ate My Podcast. My name is Bull Skunk alongside Knight Rider, Chef Billy, and Ocean, and our very, very special guest this week, Paul. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, I broke the intro on us.
I'm actually really upset.
gosh.
The intro is really, really cool.
Effing chat
This
for my intro.
is a feels bad, man. I love listening to DMC's music.
Oh, the music was coming through fine. It wasn't that part. It was our little like animated logo thing then, bro.
Oh, it was just, yeah.
Yeah,
Well
what
done,
can you
guys.
do? What
All
can
right,
you do?
guys. Well, we have a
More skunk
fantastic
moments for you.
episode for you tonight.
That's
Yeah.
no lie.
Oh boy, oh jeez. So, as you guys have noticed, we have no Airborne this week. Instead, we have
That's
a
a
very
good thing.
special guest,
Well-
Ocean. I can't even finish the intro. Can't even do it. Can't even do it.
Sorry, I had to.
So we
Oh.
have a very special guest, Paul. Some of you guys know him as Paulie C. Super excited to have him here. I am your guest, or your host, Knight Rider, accompanied by my co-hosts, Bull Skunk, Chef Billy, and then that guy Ocean over there. You don't really need to pay attention to him. But yeah, we have a very exciting episode. So Paul, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Ooh, someone gave me a gift sub. That's
They
that's
did.
pretty cool.
Gino
That's
did it.
Gino.
That's
That's Gino.
Gino.
Yeah, that's part of the course. That's literally like part of our intro. Is Gino has to be in here, and until he gives us a sub, we don't actually start the podcast.
Oh.
Let's go. Thank you, Gino. That's awesome.
Wow.
No, Gino's
It's
the
like a
best.
quarter to start the ride. No,
Gino-
Let's
Gino's
go.
Gino is the best. Literally the
Gino is our
we
guest.
have to, Gino has gifted so many subs. We actually have to have a podcast.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But
Actually, sorry.
we have a
Gino
wonderful
can't
guest
come on
this
the
week,
podcast.
though. That's
Yeah, we do.
do.
But Gino can't come on the podcast. He's a ball player.
hey, no,
So is-
I'm a
so is
ball
Jack.
player.
I mean-
I'm about to say I hate to break it to
You're the host, you can't get rid of me.
I play a lot of wrecking ball.
Ethan, you're
Yeah.
smelly. Shut up. God.
True.
You are a little smelly there, Ocean.
Let's get back. We derailed already. We're like 2 minutes in, and we've already derailed the
I
podcast
know.
entirely. Let's get back to
Oh.
introducing our guest. I want to talk about Paul. Paul, thank you for being on here in this shenanigans.
Yeah, of course.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just give us a brief intro here for our viewers.
Yeah, sure. So I got involved in esports a few months back. I was coaching a collegiate team. I was coaching like a combination of like Fortnite, Smash, and Overwatch at a local community college. And I started to fall in love with it. And I was like, man, I really hate my day job. So I put in my notice the end of February when this thing called COVID-19 started to come out. You might have heard of it.
Yeah, such timing.
And and then so by the time I left, our entire organization was working from home by then. Like I had to go into an empty building and like hand my laptop off to a random security guard. It was literally, it was very surreal. I never met the guy before, so it was just like, I guess here you go, like this is it.
That's the most awkward
And
job leaving I think I've ever heard.
yeah, and so like it was weird. Like I didn't say goodbye to like a whole bunch of my coworkers and stuff. It was really strange. But then but once I left, like I was gonna pick up some side gigs that fell apart, and then I was like, well, I guess I have to reinvent myself, sort of. So I started casting and doing all this other stuff nonstop, and it sort of just led me here. It's been awesome though.
It sounds very similar to my ride. You're in good company, sir. You're in good company.
You know, the funny thing is that I actually was liking a lot of stuff from Paul on his Twitter. I was kind of like the creepy stalker in the back room, like liking his stuff every once in a while, like trying
Creepy
to
stalker
like
in the
the heart
podcast. What are you talking about?
to the wrist, Chris. But yeah, so like I've actually liked Paul for a while, and when I heard that he was gonna come on the podcast, I was like, ah shit, I'm effing exposed.
You better come clean there, Billy. Better come clean.
No, but I've liked a lot of his content for a little while here, and you know, as we have been growing through our casting, reaching out there, and our fingers of Twitter influence have been getting out there, and he actually popped up on my radar. And when I saw he was going to be on the podcast, I was through the roof. You know that, Jeff. I was
Yeah. We're all very excited, honestly.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's been such a, like I've gotten to meet, even just the last few months, so many awesome people. Like you know, obviously this group is incredible, and like just getting to meet
Oh, you're
I'm
too
taking
kind.
it.
casters and team managers and stuff. It's been nuts. Like even like I've got to talk to a couple players like Teo that got announced for Owl this week. I'm like, wait, I know people that actually became something. Like
Yeah.
it's, you know, I only got to speak with them once, but just even that stuff, it's like, oh my god, it's been cool. It's a cool ride.
I mean, doing we cast Avoided yesterday, and doing an interview with Bastion Main was a little surreal. Like, dude, I've seen so many of your highlights, and like you're on every Noob Hunter video I ever see. Bastion Main's on it. Like,
Does he for the interview?
He
Did
is
he actually
hilarious.
talk, or did they use the soundboard? Or
no,
he actually talked.
Yeah, no, it was a really good interview. I mean, it was
That's awesome.
very
It would have
genuine
been
interview. It
brilliant
was great.
to be a soundboard, though. It'd been hilarious.
He was the most engaging and genuine person that I've actually had an interview with. And we did a lot of interviews last year at CGL. Like after every game, we would do one. This year, we didn't do any interviews hardly at all. And I mean,
That's
he
because
was
of last
really, he was. Get your jabs in, of course. No, but seriously, like he was like very genuine.
Yeah,
And I
really was.
it was a pleasure to peek. I mean, and he's like a damn good player. I
Yeah,
got a
he's
little starstruck. You know, I'm still getting starstruck by talking to these players that I've, you know, now I'm coming into the influence of, and you know, I mean, it's gonna have to be me getting my butterflies now. But once we started talking, it was just like talking to an old friend, and that's something that the tier 2 community really and tier 3 community is really surprising me, is that, you know, you would think that they would have a little bit of a persona about them, and instead they're just as genuine as can be right now. So I'm excited.
I was saying, you talk to someone with maybe the biggest persona for people like even outside the scene to know, like they've heard of Bastion Main or seen his, you know, America, fuck yeah, like they've seen that clip,
Yeah.
you know, a billion times, and then to talk to someone like that, like, well, even for me, I did the last Third Impact event, Rip Third Impact. I'm sure we'll get into that, but
We will.
I gotta do a lead in. I did the first 2 games with Shy Guy, shout out, and then we led into Lemon Kiwi and Leg Day, and just like, oh, here you go. And I'm like, when did this happen? 3 months ago. 3 months ago, I was quitting my job, and now I'm passing off to a tandem like this. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, arguably my favorite contenders casters.
They're incredible.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with those two. They're so good.
I love Kiwi so much, fellow Canadian. I mean, she
Kiwi's
is the
great.
salt of the earth.
Adorable.
I mean, adorable. That is the best word I can use, and fucking smart too.
Oh, damn good.
I mean,
brilliant.
smart as
Damn
a
good.
whip. I mean,
Damn good.
her analysis.
Caster.
Yeah, her analysis. I mean, rivals. She's a better color caster than I am. She's not even a color caster. So.
I told her that once. I was like, "Why don't you try color?" And she's just like, "I don't know how." I'm like, "You already know how. You just don't know that you know how. Like it's
right.
It's ludicrous."
I've actually came up with an idea of describing color casters, and I've actually come up with an idea of making a coloring book. And I was doing things, and since my color commentary is a bit messy, I was thinking about like painting it nice colors and then doing like little messes across like the lines. But when I was doing Billy's, I was thinking about it making it all perfect, but the sky is green and the grass is blue.
Yeah.
I see the world differently. I've always said that. I think that's why I'm a different caster than a lot of people, is that I see things a lot differently, and I'm, having to evolve myself into being a different, more into the mold of what is needed for the professionalism. That's been a real struggle for me.
Yeah, no,
Always for
sorry,
who I
it was
am.
no jab. It was just something I was doing the other day.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I was
it's-
taking a
it's-
jab myself as well.
Yeah. I mean, I always make fun of myself, Ocean.
You
Come
have
on.
to.
But
You have to.
It's hand in hand.
it's amazing what a little
If not-
passion and hard work will do, though. Like how
When Knight
just-
Rider casted, it was like just black and brown across the screen.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
I had some fangirls though, Ocean.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
How's the e-girl situation working? out
Yeah,
for
I
you?
was just about to say the
Well,
ongoing
he's-
search for Ocean's e-girl. This is
I
a
like
weekly
movies
theme
at
here,
any
Paul.
time.
Yeah, you know,
So,
you'll learn to
also,
embrace
I have
it.
been holding this in
The
all
theme is
week,
that he's
right?
still looking, or that it's going really well.
No, that he's
Is
still
that
looking.
what you're
Oh,
saying?
well,
Still
He's always still looking. Oh
So
my
I'm
goodness.
actually holding this in all week. I have found a great dad joke, and I've been saving it for this podcast.
Nice.
Oh, let's go.
So I'm gonna start us off. We're gonna tick one off the board. Where do you take someone who's been in a peekaboo accident?
A
I have a
peekaboo
problem.
accident.
I know.
The
Well, I've talked about it.
ICU.
Hang on.
Yeah, the ICU. My God.
Oh my God.
The dad joke master right here. You gotta get up early in the morning to get one past me. I liked it. I liked it a lot. That was
That
good.
is good.
That was good.
That's really good.
All right. And 10 out of
Yeah,
10
you did.
segue. Shall we talk about some Al?
Let us talk
Yeah, let's
Al, please.
Talk about some owl.
Let's talk about some owl.
owl.
Wait, quick, while Ocean's gone. It'll shave a solid 30 minutes off this segment. Oh no! OBS Ninja just crapped the bed. Uh-oh. Something just crapped the bed. Everything just broke. Was it Discord? I think Discord may have crapped the bed.
Did it.
Oh, I heard something. Is it coming back?
I hear you guys all good still. So far, so good.
Unfortunately, the stream relies on me hearing everybody.
So let me actually pull up the OWL stuff.
All right.
Oh,
It was just a
okay.
momentary hiccup, but everybody, we're all back. We're all back.
Oh no, Ocean's back.
So my
Can't do
I realized that my laptop battery was on 2%, so I had to run off.
Oh.
Good call.
All right, well, good catch. Good catch. All right, let's talk
Well
some
done.
Al.
We were gonna do OWL next since you weren't here. We were gonna get through that real fast, but you've returned, so we're gonna pass on that. until the next
Yes,
time you
have the
it up.
person with
Damn it.
probably the best takes in OW.
You mean the 90-minute
I
take
mean, the-
for every single one?
Just because it's a long take doesn't mean it's a good take.
Hey, okay,
Oh,
okay. So I have just predicted like 2 players retiring. Like I don't know if you heard them, Snatcher and Baby Boy.
Oh my God, they were obvious. Don't even start.
They were
At the
obvious.
start, when I made them, no,
Oh,
they were not.
Swift, what's up, guy?
Swift, what up, Chris?
Hell yeah.
I
Anyway,
also predicted Johnny to the
Swift
Justice. That was cool as well.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about the second game. Vancouver versus
That's the
Paris.
best game of the week.
Nobody wants to talk about it, okay? They choked and
No,
they
you
choked
don't want
hard.
to talk about it.
They choked so hard.
It's you hate to see it.
yep.
You
this-
do
the
hate to see it.
Stream is dying here. Hold on. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to minimize resources.
Alright,
I'm-
okay,
I'm
so
not running that much of my
starting us
CPU
off
either. I think it's just OBS
for
Ninja.
this for the first game, Vancouver Titans and Paris Eternal. I'm sure everybody saw this coming. I think everybody picked Paris Eternal last week.
Yeah, no, that one was a no-brainer.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Actually, the
Houston
Titans versus
Outlaws.
Glads was a little bit of an interesting game. If we're going to talk about Titans, but we'll get there.
Uh, let's talk about the next game.
Outlaws.
Where
No, let me talk about this, Ocean. All right, this hurts my soul right now. All right, it hurts.
You talking about the reverse sweep?
Oh
The-
God, they choked so hard.
But
They
they choked. They
so-
choked Route 66, and they choked the last match.
So,
like
okay,
you
so
EMP
Houston
opposition
Outlaws-
EMP and you lose.
Houston Outlaws playing on Route 66 is like their kryptonite. They can't play Route 66. It doesn't matter who you put on the Houston Outlaws. It's just the outlaw curse. They cannot win on their home turf.
that hold from Note to keep them from getting the
Oh.
final push around
Note
the.
had a really good series.
Note had a really good series, but that hold, or I mean,
Oh,
Billy
Swift,
makes the
that's
joke of drawing the
hilarious.
line in the sand, of the "you shall not pass" Gandalf style, slamming his stick down. Note did that exact thing right in front of Big Earls, and he did
I gotta
not
give a
let
shout
them
out to
get that
Swift real
last
quick.
3 meters. It was so awesome.
Swift
Yeah,
did a great dad joke. He says he just got finished installing AC in his house, and then he said it was 100 degrees today, having outside, so having air conditioning has definitely been a new horizon.
A new
That's
horizon, indeed.
like New Horizons random across.
Well, I mean, Animal Crossing,
Right.
New Horizons.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yes. Yes. You
Like,
get
you
the
have to
appropriate
look-
amount of
Okay.
moans and groans.
I mean,
Yes,
you,
you're welcome.
you can praise the fuel, and I actually had a praise note. Mo had a good series.
Hmm?
They look
Oh,
better
you're
this
finally
week.
giving
Definitely.
him love.
Gomsu's ball is kind of garbage.
I mean, Gobsu played well other than Ball.
Other than ball. No, when he goes back to the Winston, he's amazing on Winston, but his ball was god awful, man. Like I was like,
Let's
oh,
not-
Gomsu.
Let's talk about the Houston Outlaws and how they bottled it. They completely bottled it.
I mean,
They
Like,
did.
they would have gotten destroyed on Sanctum if it wasn't for that rock. Like that was a magic rock when Fuel were pushing it home in map 5, and like Fuel looked
Yeah.
to take it in clean 2 in a row, and then they get just a magical rock to shut down Doa's EMP. Like just as EMP comes out, as they're all pushing out the door. Yeah. It was. So I'm just saying that there were plays like that on both sides. That's I guess
yeah,
my point.
but they bottled it twice, 2 maps, Route 66 and.
Well, yeah,
Nepal.
because
They
see,
had
now that
2
you see
chances
the
to
final
finish
map,
off the
it was
series,
absolutely
and they didn't.
ridiculous.
So, not
I mean,
great.
but I mean, for Dallas finally getting an actual reverse sweep for the first time in their team's history,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a motivational factor for them moving forward as well. They finally got over that hump of getting the reverse sweep, so that is a boon for them. And I mean, the play of Note, I think Note is going to be the emerging off tank right now. I think that he's got to be on the cusp of your top 5, Ocean. And I know that you rank the off tanks very harshly, but I think you have to put Note at least in the top 6. I think he's top 4 material right now, personally. That's me.
Okay, Krong, Void, like
Krong,
it's
Void.
potato. So Choyobin,
Choyobin
Spin,
and
Okay, but
Hanbin.
we're talking
Spin,
Hanbin.
Honbin,
Yeah.
QQ.
But
do
look,
I
but
need
look,
to go
I
on?
wouldn't
Yes, you
put
do.
it up
Okay, I
against
will.
QQ.
But I'm looking at who their supporting and surrounding cast is. Note pound for pound lifts more weight and carries more in his personal role on the fuel than those other 5 combined.
But I also think as I've always said, Note's mechanics are very, very good. Originally I said that you just didn't understand the hero, right? I originally said that. I
Still
went
agree
back.
with that. I still agree with that statement, Ocean.
I still agree with it as well because of my statement. But then I went back and watched the fuel, and I actually defended Note after that. Still don't think he's the top class off tank, but it just seems that the entirety of the fuel in that double shield composition just doesn't know what they're doing, like at all.
They're a little chaotic. They're definitely a little chaotic, and
Actually, what I noticed is they weren't chaotic enough at all.
well,
They
and
sit there.
Houston was very aggressive, and the casters kept saying it time and time again that like they're just not being passive. Like normally they let the teams come to them, but they were taking the fight straight to Dallas the entire.
well, and they were relying on Decay a lot early, And I think one of the big stories here was Onigod coming in and showing up. They took Decay out. Onigod came in and put up a heck of a performance to keep Dallas in that series. I mean, that started on Route 66.
Try and combat that.
Yeah,
Really
and
had
I'm gonna.
to put all 6 people onto Onigod.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single time that Onigod died, it was only because the entire team dove him at first. That was it.
And Decay
Yeah.
is a
There was one-
monster. And
Yeah.
they still, I mean, Onigod looked equally as impressive when they put him. I think that was the biggest story for me, aside from the massive C9. I was on my feet with two hands in the air when they C9'd on Village. But that's
God,
okay.
I was just like,
The last thing, though, I want to
Really?
mention. Last thing I want to mention on this game.
I'm just saying,
is
I am
another-
wearing a
is-
Fuel jersey.
I cried
Yeah.
myself to sleep. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Yeah, before we continue, last thing I want to mention in the series is Paintbrush on Volskaya was not a pretty show.
No, I'm afraid.
particular.
Paintbrush in general looked a struggle, honestly.
I feel like he can be. Like, he can definitely. I just think he's slightly worse than Closer, especially on Brig. But I don't think Closer will be playing on the team for the rest of the season.
I think he needs to come into his own. I think he needs to have a breakout moment, and they need to enable him in some way, or he needs to just step the F up and really bring it to the team what they're expecting him to do. I don't know if it's stage fright or that jump up from.
Maybe it's just because he's playing Brig, and it's just difficult because it's maybe not good Brig. I don't know. We will never know.
Yep.
Moving on though, I mean, I could spend the whole podcast talking about the Battle for Texas.
Oh,
as-
can I pick? Oh, can I take the lead on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like the storyline here is pretty simple. I mean, oops.
Well,
we lost
solar
it on
shit.
feed. I mean, no, I was thinking more and focusing more on Spark actually getting their shit together. Pulling Architect and looking a lot more
For this
solid
week they
with
did.
Architect. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. And a
On a
team
new
that
fifth
on paper
Soul
looks like they
completed
should
one
be
engagement.
quite consistent and quite dominant.
Yeah.
You actually had Gushue and Architect put up big performances and look like what we would expect from Hangzhou Spark. To me, that's the storyline I got from this matchup.
Well, my storyline was Soul being poo because they completed one successful engagement. Not even a proper fight win. One successful engagement. On
From
Anubis.
Soul?
Yeah.
What's the problem there? I mean, is Marvel
No,
the
no,
issue here? Is
Their only
Gesture not?
successful engagement was Fitz getting a hack and Marvel diving as Zenyatta.
There you go.
It was abysmal from Soul, but Architect and Gushue did pop off.
Soul continue to struggle.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will state that Wizard Young is just outdated.
Unless anybody else has any thoughts on that match, I was gonna move on.
Yeah.
It was a Guangzhou Spitfire. Nothing too surprising here. Perfectly.
I was gonna say, that seems pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry. Guangzhou dominating as expected, really trying to battle for first place, prove that they're better than Shanghai, and consistency is part of that. Now this one might take a moment. Holy hell, Chengdu versus NYXL.
Can I start on this series? I thought this was gonna be the fastest series in Overwatch history after the first round.
Absolutely.
Chengdu just rolled out Mercy fucking Lucio.
And I kind of wanted to have like some clips, but I was afraid we could get in trouble. But I wanted to have some clips of like the way Wolf and ZP were talking about it, because their halftime speech was just all doom and gloom. Like they're talking about, is this the end of the Chengdu season? We
talked about Chengdu last week, and we were like, what's the problem? And then we looked at their Wikipedia page and saw co-head coach.
And Wolf brought that up, where he's talking about this is a team that's advertised that they're looking for a head coach. They're acknowledging that there's problems within the org. And they looked abysmal on the first 2 maps. And then swapped off the Farah.
Yep.
And the Mercy Lucio. I'm just going to highlight it.
No, true. Yeah, true. Swapped off Mercy Lucio. You're exactly right.
If you do that in a comp game, it's considered throwing. I will report you if you do that. And they've just done it in Overwatch League game.
But I think we saw the turn of the Chengdu Hunters. I think we just saw their season turn around. I
don't know.
Before our eyes.
It's not enough for me.
Yeah,
the problem is, The problem is, yeah, go on, Paul first.
But I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean,
Talk for
you know,
once,
at the end of the
God dang.
the way I like to think of it too, I mean, like one of my favorite traditional sportscasters always says, you know, the other team has paid coaches too. Like they also look at game films. Like even though, you know, like Chengdu had no business winning this, they're still gonna, you know, broken clock right twice a day. I don't know that what
Yeah.
they're doing is sustainable though in any sort of way, even this
Yeah.
late in the season. Like don't get me wrong, they might make a splash to go to like semis or something in one of the monthlies coming up, but I don't know that we're looking at much more from an organization that's actively searching for a coach.
Yeah,
That's fair.
we brought this up so many times by RUI being a fantastic coach. They were originally the coach of Shanghai Dragons when they were improving, Team China's head coach, and they did a great job last season. And we brought it up, and of course they lost RUI, but now they've got 2 head coaches who are named Co. I just don't understand that at all. Like that makes zero sense.
Looking at Disero in the Twitch chat,
Yeah.
he says that Rui was the original coach, and then they lost him at the beginning of the season
Yeah.
to sickness.
Yeah,
and
because
so,
they had him last season.
I mean, he was China. I mean, he says that was their World Cup head coach.
Yeah.
So for China, so
Shanghai
I mean,
as well beforehand.
that's a big loss, and you know, not having the infrastructure maybe of the team might be the problem. There is that they didn't have somebody to slot in right away. That may have proven to
But
be
we're
different.
3 quarters through the season. That's not the problem.
It's true. It's
You
true.
have
It's
to-
hard to swing back their record. They're what, 5-15, if I
Yeah.
Now
remember
they're
correctly.
5-14, I think. Now
5-14. Okay.
And
it's-
I think we all assumed they were going to lose. So we just put it at 50.
But I mean, I think just putting Late Young in on Zarya, like that strange move, paid absolute dividends, and I really do think they're on to something that we're going to see more of throughout the year. Obviously, the real test won't happen until we get Orisa back in the map in the hero pool, because will it stand up to an Orisa Sigma comp? I think is where they're going to run into problems.
It has stood up to it.
And no,
The
I mean,
problem is-
but can Chengdu's version of it?
Oh no, no, they can't.
I mean,
Maybe.
Jinmu and Leave looked like the DPS of old, like what you expect from those 2 star-studded names, where it was.
But I don't think it's really Jinmu and Leave like playing about these problems. Problem is they keep getting rotated out for like zero reason.
Well, and that's what I think. I think that's what I'm leading into is this. I believe we're going to see this iteration of Chengdu throughout the rest of the season. I think they found their rhythm there, and it was.
Yeah.
I mean, Jinmu and Who Are You were tit for tat. They literally dash killed each other simultaneously at one point. I was just sitting there laughing because like they both got 2 kills and then they both turned to each other and dashed through each other and both of them died. I mean, like they could not have been more even throughout the series. I don't know. It was a very entertaining, very entertaining series.
Also, I would like to say something before on Chengdu before we go, because both their off tanks aren't Late Young and Elsa, and I mean Late Young's a Zarya specialist. What off tank hero can Elsa not play? Well, Zarya. So it's quite nice for them going forwards, especially when you like you can't play Zarya on a map like Volskaya, and Elsa's a D.Va specialist. Nice. That's something that can bode well for them in the future, at least.
A very entertaining series. I default to Wolf's statement on broadcast where he's like, was it a great Overwatch performance? Not so much. But was it entertaining? You bet your ass it was.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I actually thought Glads versus Titans was an interesting series. We saw Bishu earlier. We saw Bishu for map 1. We saw Kefster on maps 1 and 3 who put up a good performance. Mirror only played map 2. Why does my webpage keep breaking? Skunk moments.
I do not know.
It keeps doing that for me too. I think it might just be Overwatch and.
It's just I think it's
website
just
in general.
Slobs misbehaving. It's my fault. It's skunk moments. Don't sweat it.
Skunk.
I made a call that the Gladiators would get their shit together, like they always do at the end of the season.
Yeah.
This also, it's hard
And
to tell,
they
but this
look
is actually an OG
good.
jersey that I'm wearing, so
Okay.
Right,
I said they would get their shit together, and
I love
part
his
of that
Winston.
series they look really good. Part of that series they
Yeah.
look really good.
Yeah,
Other times they just look sloppy, like they have been all season.
I'm afraid so.
And I'm gonna stick by Gladiators getting the shit together because it looked like they were experimenting stuff. And
Yeah,
experimenting
you
different
were
stuff.
boasting some high hopes for Gladiators coming through the back quarter of the season.
I mean, look at their record. Look at D.VA's record. Always gets the best out of players when it matters. They don't fucking Garner for fuck's sake.
Right.
Like that man gets his best out of the players when he needs it. I mean, they finished 5th/6th, both Overwatch League seasons, I think they can at least make a push again. Although I
Moving
could
on,
be
Toronto,
definitely wrong.
Washington. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ocean.
You're fine. could be
I didn't
definitely
see
wrong.
this match. I didn't get it to catch this one. But I mean,
Stitch
Toronto.
played better.
Okay, there you go. I mean, Toronto's been on the uptick. I mean, Washington continues to struggle. I mean, it didn't seem like a highlight match for me, so I didn't see it personally. So if anybody else has any
Yeah.
better insight, by all means.
I mean, Stitch, Johnny, and Ark looked good. I will not comment on Roar.
Fair enough.
Roar had a really, really bad series, and Toronto looked like they were communicating well. That's it, really. They had a really slow start on Ilio as well, and from the rest of that series, they kind of took control.
Shock 3-0ing Boston. I mean, it's literally your number 1
Super
team
DPS!
versus your number 20 team.
Super DPS. You're about to skip.
No,
Oh,
I
I'm
wasn't.
kidding.
It was the only entertaining factor. Super playing Genji.
That's like the ultimate like teabag.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
is that just a big BM move? Like, really? Is that where Shock
No,
is at?
actually, apparently they trialed other Genji players for that week, and
Yeah,
apparently he did better than Rascal.
Yeah, I think it was Liz Richardson reported that they trialed everybody and they were just like, nope, this is our best Genji. We're gonna ride with it.
Wow. See, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah, so that was legitimate.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
Although I am a bit concerned for Rascal that he just got out Genji'd by Super.
Yeah, Rascal can play
Yeah, that's
every
a little
other
alarming.
hero better than anybody else
That'll
in the game.
happen.
So we'll probably see Rascal on main tank next time. Like, you don't know.
He's gonna be the new Sinatra. Just whatever role they want.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's other implications there.
Yeah, that's a little early.
That was a really shit one, right,
Atlanta Valiant was a bit of a clown fiesta. That
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, both of these teams, like, they both played pretty poo, but Atlanta freoed them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was closer. I mean, at least Control was a lot closer than the rest of it. But I mean, both teams. I mean, that was chaos. Both teams are just hurling ults in like on cooldown. It seemed like both teams just behaving with reckless abandon. I mean, and then it came down to what KSF versus the Tracer. Oh my God, Edison.
Addison.
Yeah,
which he looked great.
Yeah, he
Edison
did.
looked fantastic.
he did.
We won't talk
that's-
about him in the other series because he was shit against Florida.
Who came back and looked strong? Speaking of Florida, we can kind of just graze over Paris 3-0ing Defiant. That's, as expected.
Actually,
But back to
there's-
Florida
there's-
3-1ing Rain. What? Go
Okay,
ahead.
go
Go
on.
ahead. You got a thought on Paris Toronto?
Yeah. Paris Eternal. The first player to hit 2,000 eliminations this season, Honbin.
Oh, I'm
Ooh.
telling you, he's in the argument for like number 1 off tank in the league.
And remember, Honbin didn't play the first 2 games of the season.
Right.
That's actually nutty.
That is
So
actually
Honbin
nutty.
was first, second is Void, third is Krong, fourth is
Fourth is
fifth
who?
is six was Mako, and Fleta was fifth. 6 was Mako, and
Interesting.
joining ninth is our support, which is FD God as well. So that's another Paris Eternal player. 9th in eliminations, FD God.
They also ran the Hack Fist with Sparkle on
They
Doomfist
did.
and
Yeah.
Soon on Sombra.
So no,
Yeah. Which, Ocean, I believe you predicted the Hack Fist a couple weeks back. So
I predicted
Mhm.
Hackfist for teams like Fuel and teams like Paris. So anyone that had an Element Mystic DPS player, was the main thing. I expected a dive variant of Hackfist. We didn't get so much of that. We saw some dive Hackfist. But yeah, I predicted it. I do want to see some team try and run like a Zarya Winston Hackfist combination. That could be something fun.
that could be fun.
Maybe not good,
Yeah, that would be really cool.
but fun. And for like a unique look for a team to be nice. Yeah, I can see Shanghai doing that if they maybe put like Fleta on Sombra and like Lip on Doomfist, something like that. They have enough DPS players that can figure out something with that.
So yeah, rounding
Or-
out,
More
Florida
Philly.
Florida returned to form after losing to
Yep.
Houston early in the summer showdown. They come back and put a pretty
Amazing.
convincing win against Atlanta.
Not much to say on that.
Yeah, no, that was
No,
pretty cut and dry.
didn't
Same
play
thing.
well. Addison didn't play well.
Right. And it seems Atlanta just all hinges on that completely and utterly.
Yeah.
And then just to further our previous point, Valiant 3-0ing, and then KSF. So that was pretty cut and dry there. A couple interesting matches, a lot of 3-0s this past week. A lot of 3 Overwatch
Yeah,
this
there's a
past
lot.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Now we're on to preview section because preview sections are fun because then we put our hot takes in.
Yeah. Let's preview
We
next
put
week.
hot takes in. Ocean puts in like a hot paragraph.
True. That's why I go last.
Okay, predictions.
Yes.
Atlanta, Boston.
I need to see it. I'm
Yeah.
Atlanta. Oh, you want a link real quick?
Or we can just watch both guns straight and wait for him to update it. To the next page. That's just easier.
Oh, did it not up? Oh, it should have updated.
No, we're probably just behind.
No, it's.
Oh,
my
we're
fault.
fine. I'm going. Stop being lazy.
Atlanta versus Boston. First map.
Why are you breaking?
Atlanta. I mean,
Up, Ocean. God.
Why are you breaking? Here, let's just do that. There it is. Okay, I just had to refresh it. All right.
nice.
So yeah.
Atlanta,
First
Boston.
matchup of the week: Atlanta versus Boston. Paul, who are you taking?
I want to take Boston. Like, I want to be that guy to be like, they're going to come out strong, but I believe in Edison. I got to go Atlanta.
You gonna try to pull a
What's
Bryn?
the score?
Bryn season 1. Shanghai will win this week. Like one of those.
But I'll go 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going Atlanta 3-0. I
Mhm.
don't see any signs of Boston getting their act together.
Billy? Okay, ignored.
Billy?
Oh,
I think he's muted. I think you muted yourself, Billy.
yeah, your mic's doing that thing where we're not picking you up.
Does Knight Rider want to go until we get him back?
Yeah, Knight Rider, you're up. It'll come back in. I know.
did go. I said
oh,
Atlanta 3-1.
You said 3-1.
I guess I'll go. I'll go Atlanta 3-0 because Color Hacks didn't have a good week last week, and this is Genji Vada where Color Hacks is playing Genji, so there you go.
Billy, are you back yet?
That's the shortest hot take I've ever heard from you. Are you feeling
I hope so.
Yeah, we got you.
We got you.
Okay,
Billy,
so
Atlanta, Boston. Who you taking?
3-0. I think Fusions is boomed for this season, and he is like one of my favorite main tanks. When he, from the World Cup, he really is. I mean, I've interacted with him a lot on his Twitch chat, and like I think he's a great player. I just think that he's mentally boomed trying to carry his team that's going down the shitter in a hurry.
I mean, you're the main shot caller for that team, and you're the main voice of that team, and it's just gone to poo because no one gives a crap about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like nobody's listening.
I don't
It's
think
hard
anybody's listening to him.
Yeah, it's hard to know what's going on inside the comms, but when they do the comms check, we don't get a whole lot of Boston. Those comm checks that they release that are usually positive and funny. You never hear Boston.
Yeah.
We heard
Not
Myeonbong
happening
once.
there.
Yeah.
Myeonbong had a clip from a competitive match once. That's all we've had.
There you go. Poor Myeonbong, man. That gamer is so skilled. He does not deserve to be stuck on that team.
No, he does not.
So
Pepe hands.
it is potentially the match.
Alana should
of
pick
the
him up.
week.
That's something.
That would be awesome. Myeonbong to Atlanta. Yeah, no, this is potentially match of the week.
This is the
Yeah.
match. I gotta say, in my opinion, it's match.
I don't see. I mean, yeah, I don't
I
see
see
anything else
another
coming
one.
close. I mean,
Well, I
Guangzhou,
mean,
New
there's
York.
Nixel versus Charge.
Yeah, I was gonna say Guangzhou, New York could be a good
There's
matchup.
Fusion versus Glads, where I mean,
I'm picking another one, but it's not Fusion versus Glads. It's the other Glads game actually.
I still say this is our
Glads
match of the
versus
week,
Paris. Okay.
and I've been anxious to see this matchup. As a matter of fact,
So this is a really, really good map. Both these teams have been on fire. They have had where they've been upset. By Houston. San Fran got beat out. I forget which
Both
game it was.
Gladiators and Valiant. Gladiators and
Yeah.
Valiant both beat them.
right? But
so
recently
they-
it was
they've
Paris.
each
It was
had
Paris that
very
knocked him
ups
out of
and
the
downs.
Summer Showdown.
Yes,
true.
that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
They both had their ups and downs, but this is definitely like the match of the week for me. But I gotta go San Fran, 3-2.
All right.
This is a tough
Paul,
one.
what about yourself?
I'm going San Fran 3-2. I think they have far too much going for them. Like Florida's getting it together, and I think like
Mm-hmm.
we'll probably see. It's possible Florida wins out like their next several games, but I just think the Shock are too good right now. 3-2.
And I could see Florida pulling it out, but I think Florida has a larger chance of shitting the bed than Shock.
Yeah,
So
I could see them winning for sure.
I could see them winning, but that's I'm gonna go 3-1 Shock based on that, just on mathematics of I think Florida is more likely to make mistakes.
Yeah.
If they
Bill-
don't, they can take it. But I think they're more likely to make mistakes,
Oh,
and Shock will
absolutely.
absolutely punish, 100%. This is definitely one to watch out for. I mean, if there's, I think I'm gonna be busy, but that's when I'll have to go VOD for sure.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm busy also at that time.
Oh yeah, weekends have gotten a little busy.
Let's see. I'm taking Florida 3-2. If we are seeing Yaki versus Super,
Yaki
this could be actually.
Yaki wins that
I
matchup
think-
every time.
And I think
Yucky
that's gonna be.
versus Rascal though is different.
I think still, I think Yaki's more mechanically sound than both of them. And I mean, that's Super basically coming out party here in the Overwatch League on DPS against a shit team. I want to see him go up against somebody that actually knows what the hell they're doing for real. And in that matchup, I'm taking Yaki every time. And I think that Yaki has something to prove as Sparkle has taken his Sparkle away from his MVP run. I think Yaki has to come out and put up a dominating performance on DPS. That's why I say Florida 3-2 over Shock.
I'm
That's
on the
your
other
hot
way.
take?
Yeah, that's
I'm
damn
going
good hot
flat
take.
The other way. Mine's also a hot take. Shock 3-0.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay. I think Florida just get
On-
goose egged, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And here's a
possible.
breakout performance for the
Hold
most
on,
underrated
hold on.
man tank in the league, Smurf.
Okay.
Eh.
Yeah,
Smurf.
I'm underwhelmed. Here's the thing. Do we see the Florida Mayhem that C9s on Junkertown? Or do we see the Florida Mayhem that plays as a consistently whole unit?
Florida at their
And-
best got beat by Shanghai or Shock at their worst, just saying.
As I say, San Francisco did win this matchup back in the Melee.
And that wasn't even a good Shock.
Also didn't have Super on Genji.
If Super plays Genji in this match, my prediction might change.
If they change it up, then I rescind my statement.
Moving on, we have what are considered the two worst teams in APAC. Well, two of the
Maybe
bottom,
two worst teams in the league.
two of the bottom three. In Seoul versus Chengdu.
These
Yeah.
are the bottom two teams in APAC. Probably
I don't-
bottom four
It
in the
could go
league.
either way,
So-
honestly.
Yeah, am I allowed to push?
Yes, you can push.
You can push.
I think Chengdu comes back with a rhythm, and takes it off of Seoul, who does not seem to have any groove at all.
Am I allowed to vote for a 0-0?
Both teams just fail to
Honestly,
get a
I
kill
would
ever.
prefer that. I would prefer that. I would
Uh,
prefer seeing Florida and San Fran do like 11 maps, best of 11, and instead of
Yeah, I'm
watching-
voting 0-0. I don't
Yeah.
really want to watch this game, to be honest.
See, and I like Chengdu. I'm anxious to see if they
I love
do come
Chengdu.
out and show the world that they're actually getting their shit together,
I don't
whether
like
they got a
the
head coach or
Chengdu.
not.
We predicted Chengdu to go 10th when they had RUI.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think that was a fair
Yep.
prediction considering.
That was a fair prediction at the time. Until they don't.
I think that if Among doesn't get his head out of his ass and stop playing effing ball every fucking map, sorry, I can't say it pisses me off, to be honest, because it doesn't work, and the
But it
fact
did
that he
work.
just continues, but it doesn't always work. I mean, look at their record; they're 5-14. It doesn't work.
I mean,
Uh,
actually, I would
Yeah.
like to
the bullheaded notion that you can play one singular character and carry the entire map, which you don't do, and you are a hindrance to your team. That is where the ego needs to be downplayed, and you need to play for your team. And I mean,
Well, I don't think that's
Asian
going to change
culture,
this
especially.
week.
Yeah, I mean, but Asian culture, especially, you're supposed to play for the group, not for the singular. It's like Spock says, the good of the many outweighs the good of, the good of the many outweighs the good of the one. So Amang needs to put the ball in the cabinet and pick up another tank.
I would like to see him
That's
play
my
ball
personal
against
thing.
Jastra because Jastra looks like a sad little lost puppy this season.
I mean, Amang put up a heck of a performance in the reverse sweep. I don't think his confidence on ball is going down in the slightest heading into this matchup.
I actually do think though. I mean, Gesture played better than Marvel in the last series, but I feel like if Gesture plays against Amon, he's going to get boomed. I just feel like that's going to happen. So
Mhm.
that's kind of what my prediction is.
All right, so this whole match is a push. That's basically what.
Yeah, I don't.
This whole
I don't really
match
care.
is a push. I like the Hunters, but that's all right. Shanghai versus Spitfire. That should be pretty one-sided, unless anybody has any insight that I don't.
No, that's that smells like a 3-0.
That smells like a 3-0 to me.
Especially when Fearless can play Winston, it's a 3-0.
Yeah,
Yep.
which there'll be no Orisa again, so we'll have the same hero bands: Orisa, May, Widowmaker, and Ana.
The only downside of the hero band for Shanghai is that Widow can't just, or Flatter just can't randomly go on Widow and kill 4 for no reason.
Right.
Like that's the only downside.
Yep.
For us, it's only a downside for them.
NYXL versus Charge. This could be an interesting matchup. Can NYXL bounce back and
No.
beat one of the top teams? Beat the team that's threatening
No.
Shanghai?
No.
No.
I'd have to agree. I have Charge very highly rated. We had Charge basically rated to win it all at the beginning of the
Yeah.
year.
We had them 5th.
But I don't. Yeah, I think Charge are looking to prove they're the team to beat. I don't.
I'm gonna go Charge 3-0.
I was gonna say
Charge 3-0.
I was gonna say the next question is it even close? I'll go
I think
3-1.
it goes
I'll
3-1.
give
I think it goes 3-1.
I'll give NYXL one map. I'll go 3-1.
Yeah.
I think they take control map.
Maybe.
Charge is
Maybe.
gonna control though. So. But
Hey.
control's always the old one, so you're always right to like say if someone's gonna win a map, they'll be control. So it's always the old one.
Speeding through. I mean, I feel like the next three matches are pretty cut and dry. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Oh, Vancouver's definitely gonna beat San Fran.
Hot take.
We'll
Hot
give
take.
Justice a map against Florida.
I mean, knowing my fuel, they'll be the one to give a fucking win to Boston. So whatever. But on paper, this should be pretty cut and dry for these next three matches. But we get to Philly Gladiators. This one to me gets a little interesting.
I
I think
this is
Philly will win
interesting.
this one.
I think
I
it's
don't think this
interesting.
one's crazy. I don't think it's interesting yet.
Tell me, Paul.
If this was a week away, or like
Ocean, shut up.
well,
Let our guests talk.
No,
Let
I
our
was
guests
gonna say,
talk.
I just think it's like an interesting. Like I think Philly to this point's gotten an easy road, but I don't
Yes.
think I don't think it's super sustainable. Like I just generally they're built for the playoffs, but I think they're gonna start playing board. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna start dropping some of these maps. Hot take.
No, I
Yeah.
Like
I actually
upset
agree with
alert.
that. I agree with that. I think there's a big upset alert on this one. In fact, I'm going Glad's 3-2.
I would Glad's 3-1.
Ooh. Spicy.
Yeah, as much as I
Like my
don't
enchiladas.
like Philly, I'm gonna go Philly 3-1.
It's the
See,
safe
I-
pick.
I-
It's the safe pick.
okay, I predicted Glads to get playoffs at the end of the season and in the top 4. I predicted them a shock to go through to the playoffs. But I don't think they're there yet. So I'm gonna go Fusion 3-2 and a map 5 because Fusion are very good at map 5.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is fair.
I think that right now their focus is gonna be good.
So- 3 for Fusion, 2 for Glads. Is that what I'm hearing?
Think so.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll be keeping an eye on that one. Chengdu Spark.
do we need to discuss?
No, not really.
No.
I think Spark got this. Yeah, no, not really. Same thing with Shanghai Seoul. We don't even really need to talk about
Oh,
that.
Seoul might get a map.
No, shut up. They'll be lucky
They've
to get a
turned-
kill.
once they've turned off the stream.
Yeah, define might.
yeah, it's
They
Shanghai
might get a
still
kill. They
playing.
might get a kill.
They can take map 6 once Shanghai has left the building.
Exactly. They win last person standing in the lobby.
Oh.
Another chance for Glads to kind of punch through to the
This
top, taking
is where I
on
think
Paris.
Glads will
Yes.
come in.
Yes.
I'm gonna go controversial. So I'm gonna take the lead. I'm gonna go Glads 3-0.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, that one requires a little explanation.
Yeah.
Why did I say that?
Yes, sir.
That's what we're asking.
Paris is a team that I'm excited by because Hackfist and that sort of variation. But you guys know I rate D.VA really highly, and you also know that I rate their sport line very highly, the Gladiators. And
Yeah.
when you're playing against that Hackfist composition, you're relying on your sports. And name me a more reliable sport duo in the league.
I understand, but Fielder has still been killing it on 200 ping.
Yeah, you're right. You're all right.
Yeah.
Fielder is very, very good. I just have a feeling the Gladiators are gonna just destroy this one. I feel like Paris have maybe maybe underestimate isn't the right word, but I just don't think they'll have the coaching game right for this one. I just have a feeling.
I disagree completely. I think Paris has nowhere to go but up. Like they have really found their rhythm. And Sparkle putting up a big showing to potentially take MVP despite only playing half a year. I think, as much as I love Glads, and I really do, I think Paris take this one. And my gut tells me 3-0. My gut tells me Paris is just going to come out stomping.
Yeah, I think I end up with like a prediction that becomes one. Gladiators are going to beat Philly, but they're going to have the hangover. I do not see them beating Paris. I think I could see it 3-1. I'm going to take like 3-1 Paris, but I think Spark was just too much for them.
He's too good, man.
Yeah, I think he's MVP too. I don't think that's a hot take anymore, but I think there's a real argument to be. I think there's a real argument to be made that Spark was just that level of excellent right now,
and made that level of an impact when he came into the league.
Bullskunk and I have both said that we believe that Sparkle is MVP already here on the podcast. So I agree with that.
There's also the caveat that Paris needs to continue to do well. Like if
they can't fall off.
They can't fall off. Right.
He can't get it on a losing team if they go like 2-7 out or whatever. No.
I think if they win it all though, if they make it to grand finals, it's hard to argue that Sparkle's not MVP.
All right, here's my pick then with that. If the Gladiators do end up beating Fusion, I think that this is a lot closer series because they're going to have the wind in their sails. They're going to have their chest pumped out. They're going to be fucking feeling all the testosterone in the world. It's going to be 3-2 Paris, but we are going to go to a map 5 on it. Should they win against the Fusion? If they lose to Fusion, I think it's a very fast stomp 3-0, as that was probably their biggest challenge to date, and really getting the result against the Fusion. That's going to really embolden them to continue on the path that they are on right now. And it is a slightly upward trajectory for them. So, yeah, 3-2 Paris for me.
I think Glads have to get their DPS line in order. They've got to figure out whether they want to play Kevster or Mirror and need to find a synergy there.
Yep.
I'm going to go 3-1 Paris.
That should be a good one. That should be a very exciting match.
That should be a good game.
Yeah, that should be a great game.
That one's gonna be fun.
Last two look pretty straightforward. I mean, people have had Toronto on a bit of an upswing. And then Houston, Washington. I know what you're talking about. Right?
I don't have Philly losing twice in one weekend.
No, I agree with that as well. I don't think they'll lose twice. I think Philly will take Toronto. I don't think Logic's and Agility. I mean, Agility's is kind of shown us a second coming, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take down the Philly DPS line. I think Houston should beat Washington. Houston have definitely looked a lot better.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I mean, that was a great game, and they managed to beat Florida.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that you can't take away the fact that they took down Florida.
No.
So
No. After Florida requested it.
yeah. So you still have that feather in your cap there for the Outlaws, and I think they'll take the Justice.
So we're
game,
gonna get.
personally.
That's like us. That's our championship for the past 3 years. It's us just winning that one game.
So I assume we're pretty much unanimous on that one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Right. So moving on. Next topic.
We're already 55 minutes in, just so you know.
Go to some console watch.
See, I was hoping we could talk
That's
about
the question.
the third Impact thing.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah,
that.
you know what? Let's dive
dive
into
in.
it. Let's work our way down. We start with OWL. Let's work our way down.
All right, so third Impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it up.
I mean, it really did make an impact
It did. It did.
on my brain trying to figure
Good
out
job.
what happened. No one knows what happened. Well, people know.
I don't think we're gonna know.
It hasn't been publicly stated what happened. Is probably the best way.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, that's supposed to. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Like, there's always someone that knows. Like,
Iris
Obviously,
didn't.
statement wise, Third Impact said that the team left, and the team's now looking looking for organization publicly because they have the new
yeah, but they
the
still
new
keep their
Twitter and everything.
contenders slot as well. Yeah, they keep their contenders slot, and I think that
Mhm.
their contenders Twitter, their actual Twitter account for this team right now is like at Teo's Crosshair or something. Speaking of Teo, actually,
Yeah.
who joined the Shock this week.
Yep.
Something we missed.
No, I thought that would have been a nice segue. Thanks for jumping the gun there.
Sorry.
Uh,
I was talking about their Twitter, and it's called Teo's Crosshair, so
no, yeah, Teo.
It's stupid. It's literally
it's a
ridiculous.
stupid crosshair. It's like pink and like massive.
Yeah, I can send a code. It's like magenta, and it's just like
Yeah.
enormous. It looks like you're using like I don't even know how to describe it. It takes up like
Something you
half
made
of
in
the
paint?
screen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's and he's like he's using it with McCree. I'm like, how do you even hit that? Like,
How do you see
their
what you're-
entire head fits like in the crosshair. It's the strangest thing I've seen.
Well, and there's the new contenders team that's what ridiculous crosshair or something.
Well, it's a comically large crosshair is the new one.
Is it
for them?
comically large? Okay, that's what it is. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's comically large.
And if I remember correctly, it's a picture of
Yeah, it is.
Teo's crosshair. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the reason for that is this is only a temporary one. They had to get their branding into contenders within X amount of time, so this
Right.
is what they end up using. So it is I
perfect.
assume subject to change. But we did go a whole season with Team Doge, so
Yeah, it's true.
so who's to say once you guys know once it sticks, like
Doge was awesome. Like, oh, rip Envy.
Doge kept their
Ouch.
branding. Yeah, I was surprised Doge kept their branding, but they kept it.
But this,
and I like it.
back to the third Impact thing. This is actually huge. The fact that they kept their contender slot, but released their entire staff, their entire roster, and so that's what they just now have an empty shell of a team they're looking to fill up. I mean, that's
I guess.
Or they
yeah,
don't
so
make
that's the
Overwatch
part that makes no
anymore.
sense.
What
yeah.
are our thoughts on what do you guys think happened?
It's
Hard
hard.
Impact don't have enough money to pay them, or they do, and they just don't want to continue for Overwatch.
Yeah,
I think they're
I'm
perfectly
thinking,
valid. It's like Envy. They don't want to do contenders.
yeah, I don't think that with their CS:GO team just winning. I don't know CS:GO, so I'm tucking on my ass. But they won a big tournament and are moving up, I believe, like to another
Mhm.
tier. So I think they're probably just looking to divert funding. I know they let a lot of their media people go too over at TI. Like I saw tweets about, "Hey, I'm leaving," this sort of thing. So I
Yeah.
think they're sort of doing, and I know the founder left as well. So I think they're kind of doing a rehash and a retool, and maybe just looking to go pure like focus on
Which is
CS:GO.
fine.
But didn't they announce a new third Impact Overwatch roster? Or am I crazy?
Let's check. I'm on.
I don't think so.
I thought
But, like-
Munching put it in there. Did he?
No.
In our
Munching,
chat?
Munching Carrot's theorizing that Third Impact is no longer doing Overwatch at all.
Yeah. I just don't see why any organization that wants to build themselves would be in contenders. No, that's no offense to
Oh
like
no, never
any
mind, never mind. 'Cause
organization.
I forgot. So
Why would you want to be in the Overwatch tier 2 thing? I mean, it's a mess. I mean, it's improving, but it's still a mess.
they might be stepping back for the time being. I don't know what everyone else was thinking.
They'll come back eventually. It's not. I don't think it's like a Sky Foxes scenario where they just like say they're going and then they come back like a month later and you're like, okay, hi, you never really left, did you? You know. It's more of a scenario of they're diverting resources. I think, yeah.
It's another.
I mean, right there it says they're focused. Time to focus up. So I mean,
It's another big T2 name gone. It's another staple
Yeah.
from the scene. That's no longer there. Which I mean, it just hurts, and it's
Yeah, that's also the part
of
that
it.
sucks.
Is the longest standing Uprising Academy? Because I think that's hilarious.
currently.
I think it would be like because it's what
In
Team Joe.
Yeah.
NA,
third
in NA
in-
it would be.
I
Otherwise,
believe
like
it would be.
there's like Lucky Future, there's like Team CC, there's Billy Billy, there's lots of teams in Korea. O2
Yeah,
have been like around longer, so yeah. Runaway.
I was gonna say
Forgot what
Runaway.
I-
Runaway is the first one that came to my mind.
I don't know. I thought about O2 before Runaway, so
And some of the others disbanded too. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Like Second Wind disbanded right after.
Yeah, right after the Vancouver move.
Okay, the
Yeah.
others look like they're still in it. Like Noble, Square One, like Saints, Triumph, Karasuno.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
A couple
always
of them
thought
were in
that-
trials. They participated in season 3 trials.
I always felt that Third Impact seemed quite stable. Whereas when I think of like Carcino, they're always changing their roster. I feel like they'll be more stable now with their current roster.
Yeah, their current
But
roster
those
stacked.
sort of organizations, yeah. And then Noble of a bunch of like pretty like talented players that just haven't put their feet together yet, in my opinion.
I
A lot
love
of lot of
Shane.
guys in there.
I love Shane. I
Yeah.
think Shane's an awesome tank player.
I mean, they got Shane. They got Moose. Moose is on that team, right? Moose.
Yeah. And they have
Moose is on that team.
our
Hopeful,
two
Tensa.
Xbox players. Yep, and Hopeful and Tensa.
It would be hilarious if they picked up Zulexis. If they picked up Zulexis, I would have loved it. I don't know if he's found a team yet, but if they pick up Zulexis, I would love it. Because Hopeful and Zulexis play together in Block Party on console, so.
Yeah.
Yep, Hopeful. Still the only player to have #1 on both PC and console simultaneously. Isn't that right?
Just not.
Uh-huh.
Just
Yeah,
not.
that's
Um,
actually crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Neon Blue Rain for being top 500 on all consoles at one point, playing Bastion only. I think he's the only one to do that. I'm not sure.
Moving
We
down
love
the
Blue.
tiers, we want to touch on the Open Division changes. Just quickly,
They're
just
cool.
thoughts on that.
They're, it's still a bit messy, but it's better. It's simplified. It's shorter, which
It's
means
way shorter. It surprised me how short Open Division is. Like,
it's
It's
very
what the division needs to be, in my opinion.
It's
Though
2
I think it needs
weekends.
to be really short.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like shortened format is it's a big positive. Still a bit messy, but it's a cool format and it's easy to follow.
But I mean, it's very organized, though. That's the good thing about this. And we Bullskunk and I both casting in that, and it was very. The matches were fast.
Yeah.
For the most part, especially in the beginning part, where they have the ranking system. You putting the top tier, the top levels versus the very bottom of the scene. Now, as we're heading into the second weekend, I think that we're going to have longer series going on. But I think the organization was pretty good. I just think that a little bit. I think they may have underestimated how long some of these matches have gone or would go, because we had some teams waiting in lobbies for a little bit longer than normal.
But
So I think that, but it was good. It's still better.
Yeah, and I'm focused more on
improvement, so that's
format
happy.
here. I mean, considering there's 160 plus teams in each region, they've done a great job of organizing the whole thing. But as far as the formatting, I don't really mind it. It feels a lot easier to understand what the heck's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, it was really complicated, the previous system. Hard to follow. So, I mean, shortened, easy to follow, can't complain.
And I
Yeah.
want to know where they go with it next. I think they made it so that,
Yeah.
and I think they said explicitly, I could find the wording, but they're like, we basically are making it shorter so we can toy with it more. So I don't
Yeah.
think we're seeing the end of Swiss, which I think is okay. Like I'd be okay if there's a 1 month
Yeah.
of a 6-week event, like 4 and then 4 weeks and then playoffs. I like the double elim though a whole lot more, and
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
I would say, and to Chef's point, like it felt really organized. I mean, there were some like blips in the road, of course. Like I think some people have issue with some of the SR things, and like there's some, um, there was some communication that got a little garbled. But like overall, though, I think that's the way to go. You can't have a
Yeah.
OD take to what 10 weeks for, especially like for some of the new teams and some of the like a team to go 10-0 and then hit playoffs and then get bounced out. It's like why spend 10 weeks on that? It just doesn't
Right.
make a whole lot of it doesn't make a
Exactly.
whole lot. It doesn't make sense for the T2 organizations to funnel that many resources into a roster to practice like crazy for something that ends like this. It just
And it also
didn't
made
make
it
a whole lot
hard
of
to
sense.
follow. It made it very difficult to follow the tier
Yeah.
3 into trials, into contenders.
Yeah.
Like that needs to be something that's easily readable by the viewer, where you could easily tell this team did outstanding. Oh, we're seeing them go to trials. They're just barely squeaking it in. Now suddenly we've watched this team go from open division into contenders, and you could follow their growth. You could follow, favorite players. We were talking about Bastion Main earlier. I could, yeah, I mean, but you can follow those kind of players through with this kind of format, and I'm anxious to see where it goes. I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's good for the sustainability of the whole path to pro system.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
almost
you're
like I mean, if we akin it to basically baseball, you're going single A, double A, triple A, major leagues, and if you can follow the pipeline of everything funneling down into a single cohesive point, which is OWL, obviously. But if you can see where all these outliers come in, and then you see, open division, then you see, the trials, and then you see contenders itself. I think if it all gets streamlined, if everybody talks to everybody and gets it on point, I think this could be a very dynamic tournament that will have a lot of more sustainability. And I think that these legacy orgs that we talk about, I think they will really put the resources in.
I would say that's where I wanted to spin it next. Do you think that this encourages the return of Academy?
Yes.
Ooh, I mean that's a good
It
question.
will
Or no effect.
eventually.
I would say you could push, and I think Ocean's going to push on this a little bit because I'm
Yeah.
curious if you guys think it actually translates or no effect.
It will, I reckon. Not close, but it will eventually.
Not
I think.
immediately, yeah. And
And
that's
I don't
it's
think
gotta be
it's anywhere
proven.
near.
that's kind of my first
Yeah.
instinct as well. Is it's a step in the right direction, but
Yeah.
it's not going to have an immediate. I don't think we're going to suddenly see a resurgence of all of these disbanded
no.
teams.
Right.
But I mean, fingers crossed, right? That's the idea. I mean, get the big orgs back involved in T2.
The goal will
right?
be by the start of Overwatch League Season 5. Or not Season 5, Season 4. Words.
Yeah.
Season 4 to have some Academy teams back. Because currently we have Team CC, Billy, Guangzhou have an Academy team. So actually Guangzhou have an Academy team now, so that's something positive. They've got
Really?
Wyatt and Crystal on 2 ways, so that's cool.
Yeah,
We have one Western one.
Yeah, I would say we
Well-
only have one Western one. I feel like, yeah, and I
Well,
think
British
too,
Hurricane.
this open division model could be totally different come December, and I think that's
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
the beauty of what they're saying. If they're able to change it in interesting ways and then come into something in December that's like, okay, this is what we're going to move forward with.
Then
Yeah, I
Season
think season 4. I think we maybe see like maybe 2 Academy teams come back and they'd be like they step up because I think of in terms too of like Shock putting out a tweet, hey, can people who wants to try out like what like it to go back to Chef's point, like traditional sports, that'd be fucking crazy if the Philadelphia Eagles I know they did open tryouts and that's why it became a movie because it's so uncommon. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a reason why
Alliance
these
did
things
open
ought
tryouts
not to
before,
happen.
as well.
Yeah, there's a reason
Yeah.
you don't do that.
Yeah, and that's to say it's like, oh, that's a gatekeeping. No, the whole point is that you have to train people up and ready next. That's the point. And if Shock can't trust, like I can't think of a bigger slap in the face to the organizers of a path to pro than making a tweet to subvert the whole thing. So hopefully, I think this will start steering people that way.
And it's also a matter of getting these highly skilled gamers in with highly skilled coaches, with a good staff, with support around them to
I actually want
to
to
build them, to
I'll
get
bet
the
something,
best
yeah.
out of them, to get the the players in the right group that fits their style that will make them shine, so that teams would want to pick them up. I mean, and that's
Yeah.
and so you don't end up
Yeah.
like Myunbong. I mean, you don't end up this highly skilled player that's in a place you don't belong, and so your skills are
Yeah.
just degrading weekly.
Withering. Yep.
Yeah, I would like to harp on a point that not all of the head coaches number one. So I'll single out like I'll single out like D.VA. He's fine. You can keep him in. Like all the good head coaches, but like coaches like Wizard Young who have like served their time in the league. You've seen like coaches like Rush come from OT Blast and just have a huge impact on the Paris Eternal, and we've also had Kuki, who was head coach of Runaway and also formerly a player of the Soul Dynasty and Los Angeles Valley, come in and coach Florida and have some identity all stamped on those teams. And Florida traditional struggled in Overwatch League, but enough to get some of the head coaches like Wizard Young out of the league. Give support to these organizations, please. It would be nice.
I think we're on the cusp. I
We're
think
close.
I think
not
I think
there
it's
yet.
close.
I think it's very close. I think it's
I
the
think
best
we're
system
probably
we've seen so far.
75%. Yeah, I think we're 75% of the way there. You know,
Last
and
25% is the hardest though.
seeing
Yeah, it is.
you're absolutely correct. I think that all of us that are in the streaming community or the casting community or the producing community, I think that we need to continue with the hashtag support tier 2 when we put stuff out there, because looking at what Lemon and Leg Day did and are doing, it has to have the backing of the community, and we need to engage the community more. That makes it all that much more impressive when you have these open divisions tournaments going on, getting the viewers in there and getting them excited and getting them talking, getting them tweeting, and getting them doing all these things. I think that's why I feel, because I mean, looking at it, I mean,
we try to do our part here at D.VA, my podcast.
We
Yep.
try.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, I had to.
we put it on our personal Twitter pages, and it gets picked up, and I mean, it starts spreading. So I think that we are on the cusp. I think there's a few more tweaks that need to be done, but I think we're so close. I think that if you look at CS:GO, that game is old, and it is still fucking firing on all cylinders. And because they are willing to take the changes, if you look what Semler and Thorin did for the CS:GO scene, when Semler left Overwatch and Thorin brought him back into Flashpoint, because I love Semler. He's not only a hottie, but he's also a damn good analyst.
I miss Semler in Overwatch.
I mean, that's the reason why I got into casting, was because Semler was a fucking brilliant analyst in the color position, and I mean, I wanted to be him. I mean, that was like, yeah, that's the dude. That's the style that I want to be.
Semler's play-by-play to the utmost.
Yeah, he's good on both.
Semler's play-by-play is fantastic.
There it is. To be fair to play like similar hexagrams had a very casual sort of hybrid style.
They did kind of have a hybrid style, sure.
Which wasn't liked originally. I remember Overwatch League Season 1, like a lot of people would just struggle to comprehend their style, but Season 2 it really came into its own in particular. So I feel like losing Semler at that point was not great.
I got it from the first time I watched him. I'm like,
he's fantastic.
Oh, he's
a lot
fantastic.
of people didn't understand it.
I take some little nuances of my casting from Semler for sure.
So I mean,
I get mine from
kind of reeling everybody back in. But I mean, seeing what CS:GO has done, the sustainability, the ability to keep the focus, keep the scene going. I think that's where we're at right now with the tier 2, tier 3 scene right now, and getting that all the shuffling tile pieces in line. I think that little bit more, that 25% that Ocean was talking about, once we get there, I think that the academy teams start coming back. I think that the orgs that may have dipped out of the scene come back. Maybe that's why the Third Impact roster got booted. Maybe they didn't want to fall in line with what's going on, what the vision of what Third Impact wants to do moving forward in either contenders or Path to Pro, whatever.
Or
maybe
just lost patience with the scene because it took too long to get here.
Yeah.
It has taken too long, and that's one thing that we have to it's one first fault Blizzard on, and then credit them for, because they took way too long to admit there was problems. But now they have admitted there was problems, and we are moving.
We're looking at solutions.
Paul, I want to hear your take on that personally, because that's something that I saw in your tweets, and I'm This is the
And-
juicy part I want to get into.
Yeah, I know.
I
And
just think the Blizzard are horrible at
Shut up,
managing
Blizzard!
esports.
well, the funny thing is, like, even there's this certain idea that Blizzard, and I know, like, the group I'm speaking to, a lot of us are either know people in ELO or are involved, and like, my opinions were things that couldn't even be retweeted because they go against Blizzard, and the idea that they still don't allow you can't have overlapping sponsorships. What Dell makes everything computer related, so you can't have a sponsorship that does anything computer related. Like things like that are still so detrimental to an organization like a Third Impact. Like I don't know a lot about CS:GO. I know enough about like Riot and other organizations in Rocket League that where they're just like pick whoever you want, get sponsors, bring money in. And Overwatch, it's like, well, you're gonna bring money in on our terms. And until they fix that, I don't know when Academy comes back, right? Because at the end of the day, it's still a business. Like it has to make. I mean, that's why we see AAA baseball again. I'm going back to that. Like college football works because it has its own networking deals and own sponsors and everything
Its own
else.
economy built into it. Yeah.
Exactly, but like small towns supporting their AAA baseball, it's just a bunch of people throwing dollars into a donation box, and like you're not going to get that out of 18-year-olds with a T3 or T2 organization. So I think until the money is allowed to start flowing, and there's a lot to say too about the fact that money isn't flowing, right? Like no, you're not going to get sponsorships for your 25 viewer tournament. No, sorry, like we're being realistic here, but when Fran has an event for 3,000 viewers, and Elo Hell has an event right now for 200 consistently every night all week. That's thousands of eyeballs. Like,
Yeah.
you have to start allowing these organizations to get money into them to make your product better. It ultimately comes up to Blizzard, and I think they got a little scared. Like, I think they got a little scared that the sponsors were going to start like leaving them, and I don't think that's going to happen. So that's mostly my take. Is if they open up the funding at the bottom, it's going to come up to them. It is. It's built to do that. They've built it right. So I think if they set up OD through December and then start easing up on those sponsorships, I think we're having a totally different conversation for 2021.
And I think they have to.
They have to. I think.
That is the best take that I have heard, honestly. And I
Yeah,
think
no,
you're
that's
so
brilliant.
absolutely right.
Yeah, you're absolutely
that's
right.
why I wanted to get to it. Is because
like I said, because people, and I'm not going to mention names. I feel bad even kind of saying it because they told it to me. Hey, Airborne gifting subs.
Yeah.
Jesus, Airborne.
Airborne gifted 5
Airborne.
subs. Thank you so much, my friend.
Like I feel bad even mentioning it, but like people either told me or I understood implicitly not to ask them to retweet my article and they're employed. Like, look, I'm not. It wasn't a take like. I'm not going to use a reference, but it wasn't something serious like an allegation against Blizzard. It was like, hey, I think they should open up sponsorships and don't bite I'm
It's
not
an
going to
important
encourage
take.
anyone to bite. Yeah, I'm not going to encourage anyone to bite the hand that feeds. But if Blizzard comes to me and says, hey, what do you think we need to change? I'm going to say, open up sponsorships.
It
like
sounds like a wise suggestion to me.
Yeah, and
I would be
because they
very
benefit.
supportive.
They absolutely do.
Yeah, I think they benefit from it. Because the rest of this is going right. Like I think the rest of the steps are working. But if no money comes in, why are people going to stick around?
And, I mean, and I think that goes back to the epitome of high tide raises all ships. I mean, if each of the teams are getting more funding, it's going to elevate all the way up to Overwatch League. It'll elevate everything in between.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Best take ever. We just need to go talk to Blizzard now.
Brilliant.
Let's get them in here. That has to be easy, right?
So Ryder's gonna go email Blizzard now.
Dude,
God, if we have Knight Rider emailing us, there'll be at least 6
because I put a TM after it, so it's perfect.
Wow. Where are we at now? As far as our
$1.20.
$1.20. Wow.
We can go ahead and close it out.
All right. Okay. So moving on, we gotta move on. We have a few other topics.
What do you want to get to?
This was gonna be.
Can we do Dr. Disrespect?
So I actually
Yes.
So
sorry, Knight Rider.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to do?
We've decided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have a quick take on that, but I'm juicing for that one.
No. I'd love to talk about this. Let's do a quick take on the doc.
So I was going through Snapchat, like the stupid stories that they have, like the whole like the news things. So they had a body language expert. dissect his whole final stream like before he signed off. And it was interesting because he looks at his phone and then he gets really pissed off, like, and upset because he clearly got the news that he wasn't allowed to stream anymore. And then he does this whole like basically self obituary of like, hey guys, let's just keep rallying. We're gonna get through this. And
Right.
like does this
Tough
whole
times.
thing.
Tough times, champions.
Exactly. And then he curses and then it just fades out and he's gone. And then his tweet following it was, and maybe it's some over analysis, but they're like, he says, Twitch has not informed me. That doesn't mean he doesn't know the reason.
Correct.
That means that
Yeah,
Twitch
yeah, we talked about this.
Twitch's lawyers have informed his lawyers. Like they're not going to inform him, but
They never have informed anyone.
Like the fact that Slasher won't announce it, Slasher not touching a take just doesn't happen. That's an oxymoron. So something serious happened there.
That was my take on it as well, actually. I thought, and I mean, look at Slasher's tweets about it. It's all ominous. And sometimes he'll retweet this take that he said, I mean, his lawyers know. He knows that he did something, but Twitch has never told him. He always retweets that tweet every single time anything comes up about Dr. Disrespect. So that's my sort of thoughts as well.
I wonder what it is.
I think it's got to be money related.
I think, I mean, money related seems right. And another thing, I mean, we talked about last week a Spotify deal. Did anyone notice the colors in the video were green and black?
No.
In the video, the colors showed off mostly in the video where
You're talking about
green and black.
the doc standing in the alley?
Yeah, it's green and black colors. That's what that was. So I thought.
Wait. Is Trovo or whatever green and black too? Or
No, I don't think so. I think Spotify is streaming for it did kind of still. We talked about Spotify and Dr. Disrespecting a couple of weeks back, so that's a potential option for that as well. But I always do lean back on Slasher's behavior as well.
Anna Ellie in the Twitch chat said Spotify just started adding video to their podcast as well.
Yeah,
so
they've got a streaming service launching in September. Yeah,
and he's working on it on his own site too. Like I know him and like sort of him, Ninja, a couple of them are like trying to make their own first party.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, to be honest. But
I got to read for a minute. I will be right back.
Yeah, I'd like to see them try that first party themselves. I'd like to see it. I don't think I'm with you. I don't know if it'd work. I don't think people are just gonna. But we did see it's sort of like the Steam Games versus Epic Store.
Yeah. What hints to me is the video hints to be Spotify, but as I said, Slasher stay quiet. If you like scroll up in our chat every single time it's been mentioned, Slasher stay quiet, and that is ridiculous. Like, when has that man ever stayed quiet?
Exactly. That's the one.
He doesn't know when to shut up.
For better or for worse, that's his MO is letting us know everything.
I was trying to find his first tweet about it because it's his original tweet that's so ominous. Where it's like it's not the original one. The original one he just says Dr. Disrespect is banned permanently, but the one afterwards when he's like, "Yeah, I know the reason why, but I can't talk about it because it's too sensitive." Like that tweet that's the one that kind of throws a wrinkle into all of this. Because it made it feel very eerie, like it gave it this kind of dark twist to it, where it was like, "Whoa, are we talking legal action here? Are we talking, some sort of criminal action here?"
And that's what I thought initially. That's what
I thought. Yeah.
I thought that he went off and did something else, like the whole bathroom thing.
Yeah, I mean, but can we actually talk about Slasher's interview about Dr. Disrespect, where he actually said the word 69 on interview on Fox News?
Oh, I found the original tweet if we wanted to hear that.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So he said, "Look, for several hours now, I've been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently." Unquote.
He's also gone on to say that he is looking for a publisher to publish what has happened, because Slasher knows and Slasher wants to get it out there, but he's worried about getting sued for defamation. If it's something that he just talks about on Twitter, he has no personal protection, but that Slasher is actively looking for a publisher that will grant him it's not amnesty. I forget the legal term for it, but where the press
Yeah.
will basically put up a legal team, whatever the publisher will put up a legal team to protect him in case of a lawsuit. So that's actively going on, and Slasher has said that it's been difficult to find. But he's basically trying to sell the rights to release this story of what really happened in exchange for protection. And that's been stated, which I thought was very fascinating. Because then the question comes back: who would be the one suing for defamation? Would it be Dr. Disrespect or would it be Twitch?
It'd be probably Dr. Disrespect.
That's your first instinct.
It is your first instinct.
But
think about it. Like recently, Twitch have been well behaved. In the past, they haven't. Like, let's be real, Twitch is not the most liked company. They're a bit dodgy. I mean, most companies are.
But if you were really scared to put something on Twitter because you're worried about a massive lawsuit, it seems like Amazon would be a much more intimidating prosecutor than a single streamer.
Yeah. But you're not going to get cancelled. Like, a scary thing for Slash would be getting cancelled. Which is why
you can't cancel Amazon, contrary to popular belief. I don't think that.
No, but what I'm saying is, if Amazon sues Slasher, he's not going to get cancelled for that, I don't think. But if Dr. Disrespect successfully sues Slasher, I think he gets cancelled. And that's the worst thing that could happen to someone like him.
Is Dr. Disrespect's like, I don't remember which brands they are, but like whoever sponsors his headphones and whoever sponsors his other stuff, their Twitch banners are still Dr. Disrespect. Like, you have fillers sitting around, like you have people capable of changing those at any time. Like, and it's been clearly communicated to you that your top person is no longer streaming. Yeah. So whatever information they do or don't know, they don't think it credible enough to go changing those banners and not having it poorly reflect on them. And that's sort of strange. Like, I would have just like preemptively done it just to be safe, but they're not dropping.
And it was
also,
Powerade took them off and then put them back on and then took them off again or something.
Yeah, that doesn't make it's so bizarre. Like, why put them back? Even if it's nothing, like just wait it out. And
well, and then so to further add elements of depth and mystery to this complexity, Twitch removing all of his subs, refunding all of his subs.
That was crazy.
And him getting his Discord privileges revoked. Like, this all happening to, like, that's such an extreme step. Normally when you get a ban, they don't refund sub money. Like, that is such an extreme step for Twitch to take.
It's weird.
It just adds more wrinkles to this whole story. I love a good mystery, and this is a heck of a mystery.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, well, what do you think then? Is that, like, do you think it was a contractual breach that he was like, or that he screwed them over on something on a under the table deal?
I don't, and see that's
I could say that.
Like, he lost a poker game or something. Like,
no, I could see, like, he probably knows stuff at Twitch.
It had to be something.
He has to.
But it had to be something that goes against the March contract. That's my thinking. Is it something that breaches the contract that he signed in March? Because he signed an exclusivity, $10 million supposedly reported deal in March with Twitch?
That's
11 million. That's what I read.
I think he's supposed to
some sort of contract, though.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with that. And
I would guess illegal exchange of information, something like that.
There was also a different streamer, and I want to say it was Hiko, but I'm not positive that's who it was, but said that they know, but they can't say anything until September. That has been publicly stated. And so that there's something happening in September. September is when Spotify is launching their streaming service.
But it also could be if that person, for example, if that person's contract runs out with Twitch.
No, I understand, right. And I don't remember exactly. It wasn't quite hearsay, but it's not like a documented fact. It was just something a streamer said.
I was saying, I've read some Reddit conspiracies that I don't even know that I'll necessarily allude to because they're just that. I'm not going to.
We're getting into tinfoil hat shit.
Yeah, where they're
why
like,
don't we just assume that either Twitch is corrupt, Dr. Disrespect is corrupt, and Slasher's scared of them both?
Yeah,
which I think he should be. I think that's the right move.
I
on
think
his
it's the right
part.
move on Slasher's part. And
And
Like, if
the fact that
he
he's
knows
looking
what-
to get this published, but only with strict legal protection, is very indicative. Like that's scary. That's scary knowledge.
that's scary money. That's a lot
that's
of money
scary
floating around
money.
somewhere.
Yes, yes. But I mean, an $11 million contract, that's scary money.
Yeah, you're not messing around anymore.
You're not messing around at those numbers. So it'll be
And, like-
interesting when I mean, we will eventually get the full story. And yeah,
I just want to know why.
Yeah, that's like I was thinking. I said the other day, I was like, Ben Franklin's quote: "The only way to keep a secret between three people is if two of them are
the
dead or
two of
whatever."
them are
It's
dead.
like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm like, how have we gone this long where nobody's talking?
Nobody's. Yeah, it's that serious. It's some Illuminati shit. People are gonna show up at your door and leave a horse head in your bed or something if you talk about it. Oh, it's fascinating. It truly is fascinating.
Yeah, this is going to be stuff we're going to be talking about for years after
Seriously.
this. Like, this is going to be
Well,
crazy influential.
And I certainly hope it's not horrifically criminally bad. I don't hop in the doc streams, or I mean, I'm not a big follower. I'm not part of Champions Club, but he's a big personality in the streaming scene, and something if it really was some horrendous criminal act, that's just bad for everybody. That really is just bad for everybody.
What about the even scarier thing that if Twitch did something horrifying?
See, that's
Yeah, and I wonder what happens then, because then you're battling against a company like Amazon, who and now that Mixer's gone, where do people just go to YouTube and Trovo, or
I mean,
it ends up being that's good. Yeah, that would be really interesting.
That'd be
That's a good
really
point.
messy. That would be really messy.
Oh, I'm shivering.
If it is if Twitch is the one at fault here, and they preemptively banned the doc based on hearsay of him streaming on Spotify or doing something on his own website, making his own TV show, I've heard speculation about, or something. But they preemptively jumped the gun and then just completely cut him off. That is just free publicity for him at this point. Like, it's gonna look horrible on Twitch in the end, and Dr. Disrespect's gonna come out a shining figure that's gotten tons of free publicity, who was wrongfully done by this billion-dollar company that is now a monopoly in the scene.
Yeah. What if I suggest that it was a wrong on both sides? That Twitch were doing dodgy stuff, and then Dr. Disrespect had a contract to not break about those dodgy things, and then said something. But not publicly, but exchanged information.
And it's interesting that quite a few people know. I mean, quite a few people in the scene clearly know.
Yeah.
So I just wonder why nobody hasn't said anything yet.
They can't. They can't.
No. Bullshit. It's called the First Amendment here in America. That means freedom of speech.
Yeah, but you also have the freedom to sue for defamation.
If you have a non-disclosure agreement, that's one thing. If you can say, without giving absolute specifics, give the general reason why he was terminated, that's not defamation.
Well, and again, this goes back to why I brought up that Slasher publicly announced that he's looking for a publisher to protect him. I mean, apparently it is enough where the guy who makes a living releasing this kind of information is scared to release it. Like, that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
This.
Oh, I'm not doubting that it's bad. I'm just saying, if you're having to get representation to be able to say it, then it has to be something on such a massive scale that none of us can actually wrap our heads around it right now. I mean, are we talking a sexual predation case? That's what I personally believe it is, that it is involving a sexual predation.
There was a female that released a tweet kind of implying something of that regard, that said that she knew why and that he's done for good on all platforms. Was that tweet?
Or it could that tweet could also mean that Twitch has done something like that. Because remember all the Twitch, you've heard stuff about Twitch parties at TwitchCon, and there have been like a lot of parties where they'll just like leave drinks open and stuff like that. So it could that could mean that he like is broken contract about talking about Twitch doing something. sexually. I don't know.
I think Twitch has done something wrong too.
Yeah, there's
I-
something.
It could be
really
anything.
wrong
We
there.
don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting when it comes
It's
out.
gonna be very interesting.
Dr. Disrespect to the
I just
soul
want
and
out
on Twitch
right
at
now.
all.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what we all just want to know the
Hell.
story. Everybody just wants to know the story.
I just want the tea, boo.
All right.
The tea.
All right. I think we've beat this horse to the ground. Ryder, what else we got on the docket, sir? I think you're muted.
You're muted.
I was reminded of it. We actually have some news in the console watch scene starting this week. So
Ooh,
not many
we
people know of
did.
it, but
Lay it on us.
CCC is their inaugural is starting
Nice.
this week. They have week 1. So I'm actually gonna send this to you real quick over Discord. So in
There's
case you
another thing starting this week in console, Knight Rider.
yeah.
Goats tournament.
Yeah, CGO Goats
I
tournament.
wasn't hinting at that either.
But there is a CGO Goats tournament going on.
So I mean,
Get
here's a-
good. Playoffs start this week
Yeah.
for console.
Yeah, get
that's-
good.
oh
busy.
yes.
I'm busy this weekend with
Yes.
that.
Okay. Well, let me get through CCC first, and then we can go to GG. So there is a few. They have 4 tiers. Tier 1, there's only 6 teams. Few names you guys might recognize throughout the tiers. I think when you get to tier 3 and tier 4 is when you really start, seeing a lot of the names in console watch, such as Tribulation, Avenir, 88s, and Solo.
Nice. Always
and
good seasonal,
then-
off-season stuff going on. This is
Yeah.
exactly these kind of tournaments where I got my
and then-
start. I mean, you love to see it. Did we lose you again, Ryder? You got quiet.
I think we
still
lost him.
I'm still here.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. But yeah. So, I am participating in this, so I'm really excited about it.
Hell yeah.
Be a good time, man. We're already 1-0. We are already 1-0. We have a bye week, week 1.
There you go.
I was gonna say congratulations, but can I give a shout out to some of the Impulse boys? Am I allowed to do that?
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I
yeah.
know it's about Rocket League, but I
Are
wanna
we
talk
doing
about
are we
some of
doing
the-
shameless plugging right now? Are we doing shameless plugging? I'm going to.
I'm
You know
like
what?
this,
No,
right?
if we're doing it, I want. If we're doing this, we're doing it right.
Okay, go.
Go ahead, Ocean. Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
So the Impulse Rocket League rosters are
ahead.
finished today, and I want to just give a shout out to our Rocket League managers and all the Northern Irish Rocket League players that we managed to take off the street. Well done, you guys.
Sweet.
Well done.
Woo! That's awesome.
All right,
Very, very well done. Very
Ryder,
well
you're
done.
up. Shameless plugs. Actually, I like
All
this
right,
segment.
all right,
This is our new segment. I like this.
So yes. So hold on one second.
Oh, well, your time's passed. Paul.
See-
Paul.
Oh,
shameless
no,
plug.
No, you go, call the
no.
timer. Come on, call your turn.
Aw, so unfortunate. Oh,
We'll come back to you. We'll
Gosh,
come back
man.
to you.
I was looking forward to it. Oh man. I just can't. You know what? You know what? I can't share anything on my own podcast.
We've done it many times before.
No, I
There's
have a
such
small
not
video. I have a very small video.
A video.
What?
Ooh.
We didn't do no damn videos.
Yeah,
What
I
are you
gotta-
talking about?
Oh, you
Ah.
hush there, Billiam. You hush there, Billiam.
What did you just call me?
Me. Oh, you heard me. Oh, you heard me.
Ryder Stinky.
No, really? What are things?
What's up,
Damn.
Nickies?
You can tell Ryder stinks by his fucking haircut, man.
Wow.
Yo, look at his hair.
Wow.
Damn.
Looking sharp.
He fucking thinks he looks nice, man. He looks like a frog.
Fuck, the 17-year-old coming with fucking daggers. Jesus.
All right,
That
this has
man
been
has
D.VA, my
awesome.
podcast. Where he's gonna...
Oh, that's fantastic.
While we're waiting for Ryder to pull up his vid over there. Seriously,
Seldom.
seriously, Paul, did you have any plugs? Shameless plugs. Go for it.
I'm gonna say I think just the Twitter, the @PaulEC. I'm hoping to get some more casting stuff for League next week. I've been casting League of Legends this week, so might be doing more of that next week. So that should be a good time.
Hell yeah! And a team you work with, they're playing in a little Trial of Champions right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we snuck out a 3-2 on Lunaris. It looks like we
nice, dude. Beating Lunaris, that is nothing to scoff at. That is nothing to scoff at.
So we lost Knight Rider here. But we snuck that out, and we were #1 seed for OD. So hopefully we can make it through this weekend. I think we have Regen coming up.
Ooh, that should be a great match.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I know. That's why I would say as working with the org, it terrifies me. But as a fan, like, that's gonna be a really, really entertaining game.
It's gonna be a really good
I'm
match.
actually back now.
So keep an eye for Kratos versus Regen this weekend. Regen, I believe, we're the only team to go undefeated through Prospect Cup.
Hey, Nick, there's no need for that.
Yeah.
No need for that, brother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Well, that's an easy ban.
Yeah,
Man, this is the same
looked-
trolls as last.
Yeah,
Like,
but they
seriously,
looked
get
very
fucked, right?
trolly. That's
Same trolls as last week, probably the person we expected to be. Just fuck off already. Sorry.
anyway.
No. You don't need to be sorry. You don't need to be sorry.
No, like I said, you're not a successful podcast until you get trolls, right? Like that's
Yeah.
True.
This is 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in
Moving
a
up in the
row.
world, boys.
Look, Ma, I made it.
exactly. exactly. Airborne coming with a tier 2 sub, dude. Big baller. Thank you so much, Airborne. Huge hearts.
What? What do you mean, Ocean?
So those, just stop.
What?
I don't know what Ocean's
It's
doing.
Raider's turn. Shut up, Ocean.
Um,
That's gonna be my new line. Shut up, Ocean.
Oh, right.
Shameless.
Shameless plug writer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Just skip the first part then.
Yeah,
you want me to show this video? Okay.
Yeah. Just
I
be
would
careful.
love it if you did. I would love it if you did.
Okay, I'll skip the logo. It's fine.
Yeah. Just I didn't want you to get in trouble because.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. What am I looking at here?
So this was our roster reveal for the CCC tournament.
Ah, very well. Very well.
Oh, it's not gonna like it being that big here. What if I go to theater mode? Is that better?
That might work.
That's a little better here. We're gonna do some quick adjustments on the fly. Don't mind me.
I never do, man. I never do.
Pro
You are the most
podcast
utmost
right here.
professional I know.
Hey, maybe the troll was right. All right, here we go. Let's check out this video. Oh, let me make sure I've got some audio for you before I get started, because I keep that shit muted. All right. Oh, nope. Triple boo.
Yeah, Jirachi Poppins.
Lucio off the side with a double boop, and they're in the water. Wait, am I supposed to cast this?
No.
Nice edit. I know that guy.
Look at that. Big man on campus.
Oh shit! Skip it. There's my buddy Ryu. I love Ryu.
Why is it?
Ryu's deflect on this was insane.
I love Ryu. He's so damn good.
Very, very good for his level as well. Like, that man does not good.
That shatter.
Shut
up, Ocean.
Like seriously. But his Zarya clips are really
The
poor.
song
track.
is a banger. I agree.
Oh god, I love Zade Wolf. Wait, this one right here. This is hilarious.
Uh-oh. The good, the bad, the high noon. Nice.
It's so funny
nice.
because Merc's a
I do.
support player.
Garachi.
He did a really good job with this.
Yeah, this is impressive.
Yeah, very good at it.
Did you
Although
try
I-
to get it?
Yeah, you can tell.
I need to.
I like it. It's a really cool. But I actually would like to do it's like a really cool. Also, like a video itself. The watch play.
Yeah.
Something more on brand. So for here, it is. Just something I would like to see from the console scene moving forward.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was cool. My only shameless plug is Billy and I will be casting Trial of Champions tomorrow. I'll go watch it. There you go.
Woo! Let's get it, boy!
We had a lot of fun yesterday.
Is that finals tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be fun. tomorrow.
Yeah. We got. I think.
I don't think we're doing finals, but finals.
Yeah, we are. I think we're doing loser finals.
Okay, we're doing loser bracket finals.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
Dope.
Yeah. We got 2 matches, I think.
Yeah, we'll
tomorrow.
have. I
think
believe we'll have 2 matches tomorrow. We'll have the starting 2 matches. That'll be at 7 Eastern. Is when
Hell
that
yeah.
is.
Oh, user, thank you so much, dude.
Thank you.
User!
Thank you, user.
5 gifted subs. Total 8 on the
Let's
channel.
go.
Thank you
Nope.
so much, dude. Big hearts. Thank you.
So I didn't want to
Dude.
say it. I didn't want to say it, but user said that if I got this up on here, he was gonna do something stupid.
That's awesome.
That's not stupid.
That's not stupid.
fucking
That's
fun.
love.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
love.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Dude. That
Yeah.
is rewarding
Alright.
plug. Yes.
All right.
Vortilla, I see you out there, my friend, as well. Yeah, come see us. Also, you'll see me on this weekend casting Elo Hell's console playoffs.
Yes. Ocean's
go.
casting quite a few of them as well.
Yep.
So yeah, y'all come watch some
Woo, I
awesome
get
casting.
to I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like our casting is anything to watch anymore. But
Oh,
we'll
your
go
casting's
for it.
fantastic. You shut the hell up,
What are
sir.
you talking about, you asshole? You fucking cast your ass off.
You got more console playoffs than any of us, so I don't know what
Right.
you're talking about.
I actually, not to brag. I'm not going to brag because you've now put my confidence back up. I technically had the most good cast out of all of you, so actually, out of anyone. But
So I think Mr. Airborne is gonna
Sorry.
be gracing us with his presence right now.
Oh well,
Voice only though. Voice only.
we're about to close out the stream, so
I know.
Yeah,
He's doing his
plug.
shameless plug. He's doing his.
Ooh.
everyone pop in with the shameless plug. All right, what you got for us, Airborne?
Popping in with a shameless plug. Elo Hell playoffs are this weekend.
we
We
already
have
talked about
You
it.
said that already.
Yeah, I know. And no, my shameless plug is 3 of my teams are going to be in playoffs.
Oh, okay,
Boom.
nice.
Oh,
Beautiful.
UDG, yeah.
UDG, 3 teams are in playoffs, and currently 2 of my teams are in the top 4.
All right.
That's
all
what's
right.
up, man.
All
The-
right.
And also,
hey!
the plug that I'm going is if both of my top 2 teams win in their first round match, they will be facing each other in the semifinals.
Oh,
shit.
that's
That is
hilarious.
hilarious.
That's a feels good, man.
That's a feels good. Yeah, you can't lose. I mean,
the
user
thing
coming
is,
through with
I
another
need to-
gifted sub.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
If that, oh my god, more gifted subs. If that actually happens, I need to get that stream because it's gonna be freaking hilarious because they've been trash talking each other this entire Get Good season.
I hope I get to cast that.
Oh,
I hope
so
I get to
many
cast that.
subs.
And I want to make sure I watch that. Ooh, more
Dude, and
stuff.
yet another one from user Total 10 in the channel. Poggers, thank you so much. I really
Oh, now
appreciate
all
the
of you-
support. I can't
Now
tell
all
you how
of
much I
you
appreciate the
need to
support.
come here. Where the hell were you guys all at earlier today? Shit!
Waiting for the plug.
So, actually, that kind of
Also-
kind of brings me on to another sort of point about the Impulse RL teams. We kind of guessed or assumed seeding for their next tournament. We'll have them all 3 in the same quarter of the bracket.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Also,
Just assuming that the seeding goes the way we expect it to, which would be absolutely fucking horrifying.
Yeah, that's less than great.
yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing. Also, check out Elo Hell's other projects like Tournament of Champions, as Billy and Bullskunk brought up. They will be casting it, as well as
Trial
Pluto
of
Cup that's
Champions.
going to be coming out, or Trial of Champions.
Yeah,
Look,
no,
yeah,
and
look,
Kratos with the 3-2 win today in Trial of Champions. Team Poly works
That was
with.
big.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Team
huge.
Polly. That should be their new name.
Team Poly.
Team Polly?
On that note, Paul,
Only
thank you
for the
so
fact
much for
if I
joining us for
lose,
this
it's called
extended
Polly.
edition of D.Va Ate My Podcast. It's been a genuine pleasure having you here. We hope to get you
Yeah,
back
we're
on here again
gonna-
soon.
Yeah, this was
We're
awesome.
gonna be
Thank you, guys.
splitting this up into 2, part 1, part 2 of episode 26.
We will.
So
You
be
said
on the
more
lookout
editing
there.
on me.
We are slowly catching up. We are behind on uploading our
Ooh.
podcasts, but we are getting it done. YouTube is not being polite to us, giving us a lot of kickbacks as we're trying to.
You mean we're
upload.
being lazy?
No, actually, like, Mission is trying to upload it, and she keeps saying that like she gets a 95%, and then it just
They went through.
craps out.
They're just long.
Yeah, no.
They're
It
just
went through, but
they're
it took a
just
while.
big episodes. It's just taking a bit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
We have
they're
too
gonna
much
be up, so
personality.
We have too
catching
big
up.
of personalities. YouTube just can't handle it all.
Yeah.
No, I blame his eyebrows, man. It's his eyebrows.
to
It's
answer-
expensive for you.
Oh yes.
Hold on,
So
hold on.
speaking of eyebrows, right? So another quick plug. My hair is selling for faux bull skunk brows. $5 a bag. So if you guys are interested, please send me a DM, and we'll make something happen. You know, we'll get
Actually,
you.
actually, can I sell my leg hair?
No, you can't.
No,
nobody wants
that.
We talked
Sorry,
about this last
we
week.
will
I
pay
know, I'll
you
put
to
it
take the
down.
leg hair. We'll pay you guys to take the leg hair.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Ryder, real quick. Let me address a question that's been asked a couple times in the stream. Yes, if we can, Psionic, if time permits and schedules being as they are, and the absolutely meteoric rise that we've been on with casting. Who knows where the level, where the ceiling is for us right now? But I plan on casting in CGL as much as I can.
Yeah.
I will be casting the Goats tournament as much as time permits for me. So yeah, we're not going anywhere. We know where we came from. But I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, bigger tournaments sometimes merit bigger attention.
Well, and the goal has
yeah.
always been to cast as much as possible. So as we're
Yep.
getting more opportunities from these different avenues and exploring those avenues, we're going to cast as much as we can across all platforms and divisions. But working with Elo Hell has been an amazing experience, and we'd be foolish not to take the opportunities that they're presenting us. So we're just trying to cast everything that comes our way. And yeah, that does include CGL still, of
Yep.
course.
Yep. So I wanted to address that because it's been asked a couple times. Over
No,
the
I think
past
it's a good
couple-
question. It's a good question.
And yeah, so we're gonna do that. As best we can.
Ryder, you want to do the plugs at the
Yeah,
end?
absolutely. So thank you again to Paulie for coming on the podcast. Absolute pleasure to have you. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead and check him out on Twitter at Paulie C. You guys
Yep.
can see when he is casting and all that good stuff. If you guys haven't already watched him, you guys are missing out. So please go check him out. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and check us all out on Twitter as well. Some of us are doing things. Me, not so much. I just do the podcast.
No, Paul, it's been a real pleasure having you on. It felt less like a guest and more like a new friend. So, hopefully we get
Yep.
to do it again soon.
Likewise, I appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely.
More shameless plugs. If you guys haven't already, please head over to sosticlothing.co. It's .co, not .com. And when you guys go there and you guys are buying stuff, you guys head over to the checkout. Type in that special promo code. It's Stream Console, all one word, all caps, STREAMCONSOLE. And you guys get 15% off your order. And that 15% gets kicked back to us. We get to use that stuff to, do giveaways and whatnot. And also please check out nonamenerd.com. They have some awesome things. Keep bringing in some new gear and whatnot. It's really cool stuff. You guys haven't already, check it out, nonamenerd.com. And if you guys also haven't checked it out, please check out DMC. He is absolutely fantastic, coming out with new music. What? Oh, Wide Ocean. DMC is coming out with some new now and then, and whenever he does, it's just an absolute banger. So please check him out and check us out at Console Stream Team on Twitter as well. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Absolute pleasure. If without you guys, we have no podcast, and we just get to laugh at each other.
It's been a fun one.
It's been a fun one, Paul. Dude, thanks so much for being here. I had a blast with you.
I had a blast.
Yeah, we gotta make this a thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, friends at home. User, thank you for the support. Airborne, thank you for the support.
you.
Awesome stuff.
Look at my face all over the fucking Twitch chat. That's hilarious.
The Wallabillies. The Wallabillies. We're going to end it there. Bye, friends.
Hey guys, bye.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Good night.